Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's WWE Friday Night Smackdown for September 21st, 2012, and this was a pretty good show tonight. I enjoyed the ending. I just finished watching it. I thought it was crazy, a surprise. I didn't expect that at all, and that's a positive thing for SmackDown this week. It really felt like it was its own show. It didn't feel like it was just a place to recap Raw. It felt like they were trying to do some new stuff here, and I enjoyed it. I thought this was a pretty good show this week. Edge came back. He comes out, and of course he's there to promote Haven, and at least he admits it's a cheap plug. He says that he's never seen anything like Daniel Bryan and Kane hugging. The fans chant yes. Edge wants to know how they could become tag team champions. So Daniel Bryan comes out. He gets a good reaction here too, and he says it's not they, he's the tag team champions. He says that he has his emotions under control, and there's nothing anyone can do to make him snap. So of course Edge goes back and forth with him and gets Daniel Bryan to freak out. Kane comes out. They start doing the I'm the tag team champions thing again. Edge says he understands Daniel Bryan trying to be in control, get his emotions under control, but not Kane. Kane's supposed to be the big red machine. So he brings up all the stuff he's done to Kane. And Kane's getting pissed off, and Edge takes his jacket off. He thinks he's going to have to fight Kane, and then Kane just wants to hug it out. So they hug it out, and Daniel Bryan starts to freak out, and then they try to make it a group hug, and then Damien Sandow comes out. And Damien Sandow cuts a promo. Edge tells him to shut up and face one of these guys tonight. The fans want Kane, so we end up getting Kane versus Damien Sandow. Kane goes for the choke slam, but Daniel Bryan holds up the tag titles. This distracts Kane, allowing Sandow to hit the neckbreaker for the win. Pretty much Sandow's only offense in this entire match. So I thought it was a bit much that he beats Kane with just the neckbreaker when he really didn't do anything else to him. But Damien Sandow gets the win here. Backstage, Kane is freaking out. Dr. Shelby's there. Daniel Bryan pops out of a trunk. I guess he was hiding from Kane. I thought it was funny. They call each other names. I didn't really care much for this part. I thought it was a little bit too much, and it's just typical WWE. They love to take something funny and just run it into the ground. But Daniel Bryan gives Kane his title back and agrees to compete in a match tonight, where of course Kane will get involved. You can see that coming a mile away. So Del Rio calls Booker T a coward backstage. He asks why he reinstated the Brogue Kick. Booker says if he doesn't want to get hurt, he should stay out of Sheamus' business. If Del Rio wants another shot, he can earn it by winning the tag match tonight. So we get Layla versus Natalya with Eve on commentary. This was very short. Layla wins with a neckbreaker. Not much else to say about it. Del Rio and Ziggler versus Sheamus and Randy Orton. Yes, typical tag match here. I thought the match itself was good, but it's just another one of those, hey, let's put all these guys together and throw them in a match. Del Rio goes for the arm bar on Sheamus. Sheamus shoves him off. Randy Orton hits the RKO on Del Rio. Dolph Ziggler tries to bring in the Money in the Bank case, and Sheamus Brogue kicks him, pins him, gets the win. That was it, really. But it was a pretty good match. Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes. Bryan goes for the no lock, and Kane comes out. He sets off his in-ring pyro, and this allows Cody to hit Crossroads on Daniel Bryan for the win. So now Daniel Bryan's freaking out backstage, and Kane says they're even now. Bryan says Kane should sit in the basement with his shiny hair. Oh, Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes are watching them argue. So Daniel Bryan and Kane challenge them to a match tonight. This made sense. After watching Sheamus and Orton versus Ziggler and Del Rio, I was thinking, okay, if this is the big tag match, what's going to be the main event? Because WWE loves to make these, tag matches the main event. Well, now it makes sense. It's going to be Daniel Bryan and Kane versus Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes. So before that, we get Brodus Clay versus Heath Slater. Oh my God, was this awesome. This was a typical Brodus Clay match until Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal hit the ring, and all three of them beat up Brodus Clay. They hit a double suplex on him. McIntyre hits the Future Shock DDT. Jinder Mahal puts him in a camel clutch. And this was great. This is the Job Squad. They're back again. And I was very excited to see this. They're going to use all three of these guys. Jinder Mahal's not too bad. Heath Slater's, I find him entertaining. And Drew McIntyre, of course, is someone who should be on the roster regularly. However, he's been demoted to whatever shows they got, Superstars or something. And it's just, it really sucks because I do think Drew McIntyre should have a place on the regular roster, at least on SmackDown. So this is a great way to use the Job Squad guys. Then we get Antonio versus Santino. This was, I don't know. Oksana tries to get into the ring to grab the Cobra, and she falls. So the ref is distracted. He's talking to Oksana, making sure she's okay. Antonio goes over to see what's going on, and Santino rolls him up for the win. Afterwards, Antonio tells Oksana that they're finished in 5 different languages. When they first came out, he didn't do his normal 5 languages thing, and I was wondering why. Well, now it makes sense. It was for the finish. But, I mean, it makes it look like this feud's going to continue because Santino's now going to be a #1 contender for the U.S. title. So now we have to watch Antonio versus Santino again. Probably some stuff with Oksana and the Cobra. I don't know. It's whatever. I didn't really care much for this. So then we get the main event, which is Kane and Daniel Bryan versus Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. The Usos, the Primetime Players, and Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd are around the ring for this match. Kane chokeslams Sandow, and Cody Rhodes jumps in, hits Kane in the back with a chair. He's about to hit him again, and Daniel Bryan grabs the chair from him. Daniel Bryan gives the chair to Kane so that Kane can hit Cody Rhodes in the back. Then Daniel Bryan goes and gets a chair, and then the two of them just beat the hell out of Damian Sandow with chairs. It was crazy, and then Kane gets out of the ring. He grabs some of the other tag teams as they're leaving. They all start fighting him. Kane fights them, throws them into the ring where Daniel Bryan just hits them with chairs. So they're laying out all of these guys. The entire tag team division, except for Primo and Epico, I guess, are just getting destroyed here. Kane gets back in the ring, and they both just beat them all up with chairs. Afterwards, Kane and Daniel Bryan raise up the titles, and Kane's pyro screws up again. This pyro guy has to be fired after this. I mean, 2 times. I don't know if it's the same guy or the regular guy's gone or what's going on with that, but this is twice now his pyro's screwed up in like a week. But he's holding up his chair and his title, along with Daniel Bryan, and he's going to do his thing, so he puts the stuff down and the pyro goes off. So he just reaches back down and picks up the chair and the title again. So yeah, I thought it was a great ending to the show. I thought this was really cool how Kane and Daniel Bryan just basically destroyed the entire tag team division. I mean, I guess it's not a great way to build up those guys, but at least they're doing something with them and trying to make the tag titles feel important. So, and it was entertaining. That's the most important thing here. It felt new, and hopefully it'll get more people to tune into SmackDown. But they really have to keep this momentum going. They can't just do this one week, and then next week it's back to the same old crap. And that's one reason I feel they really need to get new writers. They really need to have feuds and storylines for all the other guys on the roster instead of just the big main guys. Sheamus and Del Rio, and that's it really. That was like the only feud they had going. They did a little bit of stuff with Ziggler and Randy Orton, but not really. I mean, there wasn't like a big storyline behind it. It was just 2 guys who were wrestling each other, and it lasted only a couple weeks, and there wasn't really any story to get you invested into this feud. It was just Randy Orton versus Dolph. And with all these writers and creative, I mean, they seriously can only come up with ideas for like John Cena, CM Punk, Kane and Daniel Bryan, Sheamus and Del Rio. With like 70 plus guys on the roster, that's all they can come up with every week. So I don't understand it. I think they need to fire these guys or bring in some new guys, people who know wrestling, and start to build up the cards more like they used to have, like with the New Age Outlaws and the Headbangers and Goldust and all these guys who they would have storylines with. And then when you would watch the pay-per-view, you would have a lot of matches you were invested in that you wanted to see how they went and where they were going to go with the storylines. and now it's just like the big matches, and here's some random crap. Here's Ryback squashing someone on pay-per-view. It's just, that's what they really need to work on here. But anyway, I enjoyed this week's SmackDown. I thought it was an improvement. Like I said, I hope they can continue this momentum, start to make SmackDown feel like its own show again, that it's not just a place to recap Raw angles and give Raw rematches. So hopefully they can continue this. But anyways, it was a pretty good show this week. Hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye.